Hey, let's talk a little bit about your avatar and your niche. Now, this is an exercise that most people really dislike doing, and chances are you've been asked to do it before. But I'm going to present it to you in a little bit different way. When you're first trying to decide who you want to reach with your product, who your ideal client is, who your perfect audience member might be, the common school of thought is that you have to do a whole lot of research on the person that you're trying to target. Find out what kind of magazines they like to write or read. What kind of podcasts do they listen to? What do they buy for, where do they shop for their house? I mean, goes on and on and on and on. And honestly, I don't care what kind of toilet paper my perfect client buys. Doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to ask you to think about this in a little bit different way. We're not going to go in depth and do all of that research and spend all of that time. But I do want you to understand that your market is not everyone. Your market is not all of the people. And it's really common when we're first starting out to think, oh, I teach Disney tips. My market is anyone who ever wants to go to Disney World. Or I want to teach cooking classes. So my market is anyone who wants to learn to cook. The reality is when you start out with a market that is that large, it's very hard to get specific and to talk to the people who need your services most. So let's think about a company we all know and love, Amazon. When Amazon started out, if you can remember back that far, they did not start out by selling every little thing known to man on their website. Today, sure, if we're looking for something online, we usually will start at Amazon. But when Amazon first started, all they sold was books. And they didn't even sell all books, they sold very specific types of books. And not only did that allow Amazon to kind of figure out the whole online space, it also allowed them to figure out really important things about how they were going to build their business. How were they going to ship things? Excuse me, who was going to buy from them? How to market? How to deliver on time? So, when you're choosing your avatar, don't worry that you are limiting yourself too much to start because, as we've seen with Amazon, you can always grow and expand as your business does. So think about your avatar. Is it moms? Is it men? Is it single women? And if you think, well, it actually could be men or women, you can make it men or women at some point. But for right now, just choose one. It will be so much easier, I promise you. Then, when you look at your niche, you get more specific about your avatar. So let's say you're talking to women. Women are your avatar. Niches, if you think about in a house, if you've ever been touring a beautiful house, a lot of times they have what's called an art niche. It's a special area of the house with a built-in kind of nook type of thing that probably has a light on it that spotlights something special. It's called an art niche because it is a small area of the house that is used to highlight something. That's what the word niche sort of means. I mean, I'm sure that's not the Webster dictionary, but that's what it means, is you want to target something special. So if you're trying to say in your ad copy, maybe you're a mom who's burned out every day at the end of the day and you don't want to have to figure out what to cook. Or maybe you're single and all of the recipes you find are for people who have families. Or maybe you're just sick of eating out all the time and you're trying to eat healthy. If you're saying all of those things in your ad copy because you're trying to teach people how to cook, you have not targeted down and niched down enough. You're trying to talk to too many different people. So pick one. It makes everything so much easier. So if you're going to choose single women who have a 9 to 5 job, get home at night, and want to eat healthier and they want to do it quickly, you're going to have a much easier time talking to that person in your copy. You'll be able to relate to them. You'll be able to say things like, oh, I know how you feel. It's been a rough day at work. You get home, you don't want to think about putting together all of the different components of a meal and realizing you just don't have this one last ingredient. And so it's just easier to order takeout again. That's much more powerful than trying to say, maybe you're a mom whose kids are pulling everything out of the cupboards while you're cooking dinner, or maybe you're single and you've had a rough day at work, or maybe you're trying to figure out how to pare a recipe down from 6 people to one. Do you understand how that makes it easier to talk if you're talking to one specific person in your copy? So, another way that you can do this is to have a conversation with yourself or even bring a friend in to ask you, somebody who probably doesn't know exactly what you're doing, have them ask you about what you're trying to sell. So, pick your niche, write it down, and then say, okay, talk to your friend and say, I'm going to offer a cooking class. And your friend is probably going to say, well, who is the cooking class for? Oh, well, the cooking class is for women because that's what you chose for your niche. And then ask your friend to go deeper. Ask her to ask you all the questions. Well, does she know how to cook? Has she ever cooked before? Does she cook for a family? Is she worried about nutrition? Does she shop once a week or does she shop at Costco and she does all of her shopping for the month? Is she an adventurous eater? Does she know how to boil an egg? Does she have pots and pans? How big is her kitchen? Have someone else ask you these questions and it will help you to dig down deeper on who your niche is. That's going to really help you get crystal clear on who you're talking to. And then take a picture or grab one out of a magazine, or maybe it's somebody you even know that you have a picture of, and put it above your computer. And every time you're writing copy, talk to that person, not to all the people, but to that one person. I don't care if you give her a name. I don't care what color her hair is, and I don't care which magazine she reads. But all you need to know is that she is who you're talking to, and talk to her. She's like she's your friend and somebody who you can't wait to help. That is the key to really selecting the perfect avatar and niche for your product.